straight, you'll feel the top of the thigh firm. Softly drive your right heel to the mat and you'll feel the back line of the leg engage. Left leg is hugging in. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Keeping both your feet active. One more inhale, exhale. Right leg, that's the extended leg. Bend your knee, foot to your mat. Left knee is still into the chest. Inhale. Now as you exhale, extend your left leg as straight as you can go. Strong leg. Inhale here. As you exhale, bend your left knee, squeeze your heel to your glute, firing up the hamstring. Inhale, extend your leg, straight as you can go. Top of the thigh firms. Exhale, bend and squeeze. Once again, inhale, extend, hold here. That left leg going straight. Gently press your pelvis back to the mat, low back away from the mat. Touch the top of your left thigh as you actively straighten your left knee, and you'll feel the muscles engaged. Our quadricep muscles help extend the knee. So they're active here for an active knee extension. Stay here and breathe. You can interlace fingers behind the left thigh or just hold the leg. And if you choose, right leg can extend. Softly lift your low belly, open the chest, broaden your collarbones. Push your right heel to the mat and softly press the back of your skull to the mat. So yoga for strength, this idea of functional strength. Breathe in, breathe out. One more inhale, exhale. Slowly bend the left knee into your chest. Inhale, exhale, take your right foot to the ground. Breathe in, breathe out. We're gonna switch. Right knee comes in, left foot back to the mat. Left knee is bent, foot to the mat. Right knee is drawn into your chest. Inhale. As you exhale, lift your chest and gaze. So we're engaging the abdominal muscles. So we lift our chest and gaze. So you're looking down the legs. Good. So to sophisticate the muscle action in our abdomen, think of drawing the navel towards the earth and broadening the torso. This engages our deeper transverse abdominal muscles, overriding the rectus abdominis muscles. But again, just draw the navel in and broaden the abdomen. This may be your pose. Go no further. Inhale, exhale, and if you choose, extend your right leg, foot towards the ceiling. There you go. This may be your pose. Go no further. Softly push your sit bones towards the mat. So we're engaging the muscles around the pelvis. We're not scooping the tailbone towards the ceiling. This may be your pose. Go no further. Inhale. If you choose, exhale, extend your left leg, hovering about 6 inches off the ground. Remember, draw navel in, broaden the torso. Try to straighten both legs and keep your pelvis gently pressing to the earth. You can gaze forward, even extend your arms. Jaw relaxed, chest lifting, navel drawing to the earth. Inhale. Exhale, a little endurance here. 3 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. As you straighten your elbows, take your shoulders back. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more inhale. Exhale, draw both knees into your chest, rest. Maybe you do some gentle circles around your sacrum. That's the back side of your pelvis. So you can accomplish this by making little circles with your knees. And just notice the sensation on the back side of your pelvis. Explore that. Feel free to go both directions, side to side. Allow your abdomen to relax deeply here. A healthy muscle knows how to fully contract and fully relax. One more inhale. Exhale. Please come center. Left knee into the chest, right foot to the floor. Now remember, we can stop at any stage of the pose. We don't have to go for the quote-unquote peak pose. For me, it's more about the strength around functional alignment than it is going for a pose that causes you to misalign your body. Breathe in. Breathe out. This may be your pose. Go no further. Inhale. As you exhale, you can lift your chest and head. And so both knees are bent. Chest and head can come up if you choose. Key action. Draw the belly button towards your mat. Broaden the abdomen. Jaw relaxed, face soft, lifting from the center of your chest bone, or your sternum. This may be your pose. Go no further. Inhale. If you choose, exhale, extend your left leg and firm the muscle of your leg. So you're actively reaching through the left leg. You don't even need to hold on to it. Use that muscle energy. Nice, ladies. Inhale, stay here, or if you choose, right leg extends out. Exhale. Both legs straight, feet are active, and the arms can reach towards the right foot. Try to straighten your elbows fully. Breathe in. Breathe out. This fires up tricep. Inhale. Exhale while drawing your shoulders back. 3 more if you have it. Inhale. Exhale, navel to the earth. Broaden the abdomen. 1 more breath in. Out. Stay here. Inhale. Draw your knees to your chest. Exhale, relax. And again, you can make circle actions with the knees, just exploring the release in the backside of your pelvis. Bring yourself centered. So hugging the knees into the chest. Our pelvis can tilt forward and back. It's called a posterior or an anterior tilt. Lying on the back, I want you to draw your knees in so your tailbone scoops up to the ceiling. You'll feel your low back round. This is a posterior tilt, or the pelvis dumping to the back body. Take your pelvis back to the ground. Now arch your back strongly. Arch your back strongly. The knees will move away from the belly. Your low back will move away from the ground, like our cow back. And so this is an anterior tilt of the pelvis. Breathe in. Breathe out, neutral spine. And so the idea here is to find a neutral pelvis relative to the lumbar spine. Extend your legs. Think of this as a supine Tadasana, not Shavasana. So flex your ankles. It's a dorsal flexion, the top of the foot towards the shin. Your legs are straight and side by side. Your toes are pointing upwards to the ceiling above. Extend your arms alongside you. Draw your shoulder blades together in the back body. Lift your chin slightly. And so in this supine Tadasana, you will have a slight arch in the low back away from the earth. If the low back is touching the earth, take it slightly away. If you find your back buckling away from the ground, draw it slightly towards. Keep this action, straight legs, straight arms, but now draw the navel in and broaden the abdomen as if we were in that abdominal active pose again. 1 more inhale. Exhale. Inhale here. Exhale, we're making our way to hands and knees. Draw your knees in, roll to either side, and come to hands and knees. On hands and knees, open your 10 fingers. Press the base of your index to the mat. So we are working on stretching out the legs today, specifically the front and the back of the legs. But we want to think about a neutral pelvis relative to the poses that we're doing. Open the 10 fingers. Take your knees slightly back behind you. So we're familiar with cat-cow, right? We have our cow back where we lift the sit bones and gaze on inhale. We have our cat back where we round the back on exhale. Neutral spine. On your inhalation, open your belly for cow pose. This is an anterior tilt. The pelvis tilts forward. As you exhale, round the back. This is a posterior tilt. The pelvis tilts backwards. Come to a neutral spine. So you have the option to do this with the limbs staying just as they are, or you can create some movement forward and back for Chakravarkrasana. You decide. Inhale, lift sit bones and gaze. And as you exhale, you can round for cat Or take your cat back into a variation of child's pose. Inhale, rocking forward for cow, lifting sit bones and gaze. Low belly opens. Exhale, round, front ribs come in, hips back to the heels. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, breathe in. Breathe out. On your inhalation, come back to hands and knees. Stack each shoulder over each wrist, each hip over each knee. Inhale. Exhale. Take your right leg back, curl your toes, press the top of your left foot to the mat. In the abdomen, we want to think of that deeper abdominal muscle. So draw your front ribs in, draw the navel towards the spine, broaden your abdomen. On your inhale, lift the right heel. Good. So once again, straighten that right knee, just as we did on the back, firing up the front of the thigh, the quadriceps. Keep the knee straight while simultaneously lifting the heel as high as you can, firing up your glutes and hamstrings. As the heel lifts, lift the gaze, broaden your collarbones, but draw your front ribs in for 3. Inhale. Exhale. If you choose, left fingertips in front of you or lift. Inhale. So it's the opposite arm. Exhale. One more deep breath in and out. Inhale here. As you exhale, take your left hand back to the mat. Breathe in. Breathe out. Draw your right knee towards your outer shoulder. Lift the hip high. So now we're strengthening, we're awakening the outer glutes, glute medius and minimus. As you lift your right leg high, draw the outer left hip in. Draw it in and feel the outer hips engage. 2 more breaths in. Out, keep the collarbones broad. Inhale. Exhale. Now take your right foot straight and down to the side. There we go. Rise, inhale if you need. Place a blanket beneath your left knee. We're coming into gate pose, so if you need to pad that bottom knee, do so. Rotate your right toes out for this. Lift through your chest. Gate pose. So this is going to be a nice stretch for the left side of the body, but it's going to get into the back side of this right leg as well. Softly extend right knee without locking. Lift your chest and gently take your hands to the hips and softly orient your hips towards the front edge of your mat. Meanwhile, externally rotate this right leg. Left arm extends up to the ceiling above. That's it. The palm rotates towards your midline. On your inhale, reach through the left arm, left side body gets long. Either stay here, or if you choose, the right hand can slide down the right shin and we come out to the side. For more support, the right fingertips gently push into the shin. As you progress in your gate pose, the right palm may rotate up. A lot more abdominal action to keep yourself from tilting over, and you may go further into the pose. For 3, inhale. Exhale. 2, draw that left arm behind the ear. Exhale, last breath in and out. Inhale, rise, arms overhead reach. As you exhale, lower the hands down. Draw the right knee in, extend it back, inhale. Draw the knee in, exhale. Once more, extend, inhale, just to neutralize the hip. Draw it in, exhale. Inhale, extend. Both knees to the mat, exhale. And you can take an open knee child's pose for a few breaths. In your open knee child's pose, I invite you to keep your arms active. Gently extend through your elbows, softly push into your palms as if you were holding a down dog. Softly fan all 10 toenails to your mat and keep a gentle tone in the legs. The action of the core muscles may not be as fierce as they were when we were on our backs, but create a gentle hug around your waist. One more inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come to hands and knees. Feel free to lift and roll out each of the wrists, one direction and then the other. Then we'll repeat on the second side, your left leg. Extend your left leg out back. Top of your right foot, that's our bent knee. Gently press 5 toenails of the right foot into your mat. Tone the muscles of the right leg. So begin to think about muscle to bone in every part of your body when we're in an active asana practice. Tone the legs, lift the left leg high. We're going for a straight knee to fire up the quadricep muscles. Straight knee, lifting the heel high. Notice the action of your glutes and hamstrings. As you do this, draw your front ribs in, engage your core, broaden your collarbones, lift your chin and gaze. 3 more deep breaths here. If you choose, right arm can lift. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more breath in and out. Right hand in. Inhale, left knee to the left shoulder, exhale. Lifting the heel high, lifting the knee high. Breathe in, breathe out, keep your collarbones broad. Inhale, exhale, gate pose. On your inhale, extend your left leg straight out to the side. Take it down, exhale, rise as you inhale. So your right knee is down, your left leg is out. And if you need to, put a cushion or add a blanket underneath that right leg. Left toes rotate out. Top of the right foot, this bottom leg, top of my foot is pushing to the mat. Lift through your chest. So instead of letting the left side of your hip hike up, think of taking the hip crease or externally rotating and taking the left sit bone down so the pelvis lines up. So here again, that pelvic lumbar relationship. Sit tall, inhale. Exhale, firm the legs and hamstrings. Inhale, your right arm lifts, and we begin to extend laterally. The right ribs lift. This may be your pose. Go no further. Start by walking the fingertips down, avoiding pressure on the knee. Okay. And I'm not dumping all my weight into this left hand. My torso is working to hold me up and rotate my chest to the sky above. This may be your pose. Go no further. Or the right arm can come alongside the ear and breathe. Stay here, or for some, maybe the left palm rotates and you go further. Again, it's about the integrity of the pose, not the depth. Inhale, exhale. Once more, breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, rise. As you exhale, take your hands to the mat. Inhale. Exhale, draw your left knee in. Left knee in. On your inhale, we extend. So this is to neutralize the hip. Exhale, squeeze in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, squeeze in. Inhale, extend your knee. And as you exhale, open your child's pose once again. So again, part of my goal is to help gently stretch the muscles of our legs. Many of us are spending more time at home, and so it just looks different. We're just not out and about as much. But my approach to building mobility in the legs is through a strengthening approach. So we are engaging the muscles of the legs while we actively elongate the muscle fibers. Take a couple more breaths here. We're going to come back to hands and knees as you inhale. So we'll do a little stretch for the back of the leg. Curl your right toes under. Top of your left foot presses. Front of the ribs draw. we're still active. Inhale, gently reach through your right heel as you exhale. So finding a stretch in the calf muscle, perhaps the back of the thigh, maybe a gentle stretch in the back of the knee, but nothing too intense there. One more inhale. We're going to switch as you exhale. Right knee down, left bones curl, stretch back. So as we reach through the hill, we want to keep the navel drawing into the spine so we have a neutral pelvis. You'll know your pelvis is neutral if you could imagine placing a cup of hot tea on the back of your pelvis and it won't spill, right? So we've got a nice neutral pelvis there. One more inhale. Exhale, take it down. So we're going to add a little bit of strength here. Modification is to come onto the forearms if needed. Another modification is to keep the knees down and repeat. Bird dog is one of my favorite poses. This is usually something I do in the morning to just kind of awaken my body with optimal alignment. So you can do that and benefit from it. You could also do it with your knees slightly back in a variation of our plank pose. We're going to be lifting a leg here. You also have the option in your plank pose to do a variation of that. Alrighty, are there any questions? So 3 very basic options from hands and knees, from modified plank, or from plank. Any of these could be done with the variation of the forearms down if that's more optimal for you. Here we go, take your position. Hands and knees, modified plank or plank. Relax your jaw, soften the features of your face. Gently straighten through the knees and feel the quadriceps engage. Engage the legs as if you were going to lift both heels. Feel the glutes and hamstrings tone. Stay here and breathe, or right leg lifts. Lift the chest, lift the gaze. Both legs straight, 3 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, navel to the spine. Inhale, exhale. One more, inhale, exhale. We can go into 3-legged down dog from here. So press and lift the hips high, your right leg high. Nice. With your right leg lifted high, try to square the hips off. So the right leg's lifted, lower the right hip slightly, draw your front ribs in. Inhale, exhale, breathe in, breathe out, plank pose or modified plank. Inhale, child's pose as you exhale. So for this child's pose, since we just did a lot of action in the arms, you may want to relax the arms here. Right? So instead of your practice being a one-size-fits-all, you find your own ebb and flow, your own rhythm in the practice. Even if we may be sharing this practice together, our bodies need different things. Maybe you want to open and close the hands, maybe roll the wrist out a little bit. Take 2 more deep breaths. We'll come back to hands and knees. So you get to decide once again if you want to start hands and knees, modified plank, or full plank. When you're ready, make your decision. Good. Tone your core, tone the legs. So working to straighten the knees, engaging as if lifting the heels. Left side, when you're ready, left leg lifts. Gently extend through your low belly, your chest, and your gaze forward. Inhale. Exhale. Your left leg reaches back as if I were pulling the ankle. Inhale. Exhale. You're doing really good. Let's do 2 more breaths together. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one, inhale, exhale, 3-legged down dog if you choose, your decision. So going for this mobility in the legs and hips without jeopardizing the pelvis. So with your left leg lifted high, swivel the left side of your hip down. Tends to want to lift. Breathe in, breathe out. One more inhale. plank, breathe in. Slow exhale, plank, 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 plank. Inhale, exhale your child's pose. Same thing, let your arms release. One thing I'm very grateful for about an arm balancing practice, which is the poses we just came out of, you can feel the effects in the arms. They strengthen the muscles of the arms themselves, but they're also beneficial for strengthening the muscles of the shoulder girdle, and of secondary muscles of respiration, like the intercostals and the pectoral muscles and the upper back. We're going to come into a camel pose. When you're ready, come up onto the knees. Again, you may want to pad your knees. You decide. You can even accomplish this by doubling over your mat, so it's just a quick fix. In time, the more we can actively push our feet to the mat and direct weight here, the less we'll feel it in the knees. So push the tops of the feet to your mat. And I'm even going to take my weight back just a little bit so I can really feel the muscles of my legs engaging. So I'm just slightly off the stack of my knees. I take my hands to my hips and I maintain this action in the legs throughout the duration of the pose. I even hug my thighs together as if squeezing a foam block between the thighs. Hands to the hips, lift your chest. Lift from a place of strength in the legs. I refer to spinal extension as heart openers. I don't call them back bends. We don't want to collapse in the low back. Your tailbone extends towards mid-calf. Your low belly and chest lift while collarbones broaden. Jaw relaxed. Legs fiercely engaged. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Inhale. Exhale. The hands softly pressing. Upper arms hugging together. 1 more inhale. Exhale. Come neutral. A brief Vajrasana thunderbolt pose. From here, you're going to sit onto your heels. Variation. Support yourself here and gradually introduce the stretch of the knee and the top of the ankle. So Vajrasana, my ankles are together. I'm actively hugging my inner ankles together while pushing my pinky toenail to the ground. So instead of my feet being passive and splayed, inner ankle hugging together, pinky toenail pushing to the mat. So they're active. My legs are active. If you have Virasana, Hero's Pose, you're welcome to go there. That's where the feet go wider than the hips and you sit down. I still benefit mainly from here. About 3 more breaths. Remember, you can find that action here. Vajrasana, to me, is a very dynamic pose, but for some people, it's a very attainable pose. Breathe in, breathe out. 1 more breath in and out. We're going to come onto our bellies. As you exhale, come to hands and knees. You can just lower to the belly, or if you want to do a slow chaturanga with me, you're welcome to, okay? So you can either find your way to your belly, or join me in plank pose, and we'll lower for a count of 8. Inhale, if you choose, lower, exhale, 8, 7, 6, shoulders back, elbows in, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift each leg, stretch it up and back. You want to be more on the top of the thigh, top of the foot. From here, lift your chest. We're going to take our hands, lift them away from the earth. This may be your pose, go no further. If available, we stack the top of the palm on the sacrum. Yeah, so I have my palms up. Palms up. That's it. Yeah, you got it. Good. Yeah, palms up. You stay on your belly. So my hands are like this. Okay, take 1 more breath here. We're going to come back here, but I want to let y'all rest. So when you're ready, relax, rest. We're going to come back into that position. So if you just need a quick visual, this is where we're coming. If you've already stacked one palm on top, you may want to experiment switching the palms, okay? So when you're ready, legs stretch up and back, tops of the feet pressed to the mat. We want to push the feet to the mat so much that the knees extend. Firm the quadricep muscles. Engage your glute and hamstrings as if you were going to lift the feet. On your inhale, lift your upper body. Bring your palms to stack roughly over your sacrum. So muscle energy here. The legs are active. We're actively lifting the chest. But an intelligent practice of yoga asana, we invoke muscle strength without demanding the pose created. So with your hands stacked, I want you to take your shoulders and elbows back, back, back. Yeah. Really draw the shoulders away from the earth. Feel the pec muscles or the muscles of your chest expand. Lift a little higher. Lift the chin if available for 3. Inhale. Exhale. Keep your legs strong. 2. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath in. Lift a little higher. As you exhale, release. Stack your palms. Rest your forehead. Watch me here. So this idea of yoga for strength, for me, we can cultivate strength in any pose at any time. Watch me here. We're going to be doing a nice variation. It's going to stretch the pec on one side, the opposite hip flexor on the other, like so. A couple key things though. So with my right arm out, I want my shoulder blade drawing on the back. Just like you felt here, and you really had to work for it there, so it should be a little more attainable here. Opposite knee bends, but I keep the leg straight. The leg is active as it reaches over. I look away from the arm. All right, so maintain strength in the pose and mediate the stretch. Take your right arm out to the side, fingertips press. Keep a slight bend in the right elbow, and spin the right shoulder blade on your back. This is an external rotation with a slight retraction of the shoulder blade. The shoulder blade draws towards the spine. Your right arm is out. Left knee bends. Right leg is straight and strong. Breathe in. Breathe out. Left foot reaches to the right side of your mat. Your gaze turns left. Keep your right leg straight. Your right shoulder on the back, gazing left for 3, inhale, exhale, 2, inhale, exhale. Last one, breathe in, breathe out, slowly lower. Stack your palms, rest your forehead. Lift your gaze, inhale. Same thing, second side. Left fingertips out. Left shoulder blade on your back. Right knee bends. Left leg straight. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take your right foot over to the left side of your mat. Look over the right shoulder, but keep left shoulder on the back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Keep your legs strong, muscles engaged. Exhale. One more breath in. Breathe out, lower onto your belly. Stack your palms, rest your forehead. Cobra. Bring your hands alongside the ribcage, Bhujangasana. Tops of the feet press strongly, all 10 toenails. Firm the legs and hug shins towards each other energetically. On your inhalation, lift. First, establish the muscle action in the back body. So lift the hands so you know the erector muscles of the spine are working. Keep that action. Maintain strength in the back body. Hands can go back to the earth, and if you'd like to lift a couple more inches, you can do so. Point your tailbone towards your heels. Draw your front ribs in to maintain that lumbar to pelvic relationship. Inhale, exhale. Breathe in, breathe out. One more inhale, exhale, lower, stack your palms, rest your forehead. Cobra or upward facing dog. So one of the key things with upward facing dog, you could do variation with the knees down. We want to avoid the pelvis dumping and the legs lifting. So we draw the pelvis up slightly. From here, hands alongside the rib cage, palms to the ground. Inhale, first lift for Cobra, establish the action in the upper back and lower back. You can either stay in Cobra, or for starters, keep your knees down, lift to bring your pelvis off the mat. Draw the belly button in so we stabilize the low back. This may be your pose, go no further. If you choose, maybe you lift the knees away from your mat for 3, inhale, exhale, broaden your collarbones, 2, inhale, exhale, last one, breathe in, breathe out, lower the knees, lower your chest, rest here. We're coming into pigeon pose. First, make your way to hands and knees. From hands and knees, we will come into plank pose. We're going to bring the right leg forward, inhale, right leg forward, pigeon pose, exhale. So a really nice variation to pigeon pose if needed. You can take the left knee down and sit more into the right hip, that back knee bent. Inhale here, exhale here. Eventually, you will feel comfortable extending that back leg a little bit more until you can come onto the top of the thigh. You decide what's best for you today. Very common that the legs are passive in this pose. What I'd like you to do with this back leg, your left leg, gently extend through the knee and push the top of the left foot to the floor. Imagine you were going into that upward facing dog. So this leg is active, tone the glute, lift your chest as if you were in Cobra with your hands at the sacrum. Right leg is active. The outer right leg softly drives to the mat to give me lift in the chest. Hips squaring off to the front of the mat for 3. Inhale. Exhale. 2, inhale. Exhale. One more breath in. Breathe out. Back into your plank pose. Hands to the earth, curl left toes. Inhale. Exhale, press. Plank pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Your left leg's coming forward. Inhale. Bring it forward on the exhale. Left leg forward. Again, your right knee can come down and you can sit to that left hip, and you're still getting a beautiful rotation in the front hip, a nice opening in the top of the back thigh. In time, pigeon becomes a little more fully expressed with the legs straight behind you. So a lot of times people may be used to a pigeon and just collapsing forward and moaning because it feels so good. There's a time and a place for that. But we want to build strength around the joints even when we're promoting their mobility. So the top of your right leg extends and pushes, right? So that right leg is as active as if you were in upward facing dog. This left foot, you've got your floint, right? We're extending through the ball of the big toe. And we're gently driving the pinky toe side of the leg to the earth. Right hip, swivel it forward, left hip back. Inhale, lift from your low belly. Exhale, gently point tailbone to the earth, front ribs in. Breathe in, breathe out. 2 more, inhale, exhale. Last breath in, breathe out, plank pose. Curl the right toes, inhale, exhale, plank pose. Inhale, exhale, down dog. Look forward, inhale. We're gonna walk the feet between the hands, coming to a seated position. You'll find more abdominal challenge if you try to keep the hands down for as long as possible. So you walk the feet forward, trying to keep the fingertips down until you come to seated. It's like a slow motion jump through, that's a lot harder. Alrighty, hands to the ground behind you, fingertips pointing towards the body, shoulders hugging onto the back body. On your inhale, knees are bent, lift your hips. Lower as you exhale, and calibrate your foundation in any way needed, so reposition feet as hands as needed. And actually, a slight angle out, I should have said, with the fingertips. They're not pointing straight at the back body, but they're not pointing straight back. They're pointing 45-degree angle away from you. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. On this next inhalation, lift and hold, if optimal for you. Otherwise, continue to rise and lower. Firm your legs, tone your glutes and hamstrings. Lift your hips higher to open the front of the thighs and hips. Lift your chest, feel a stretch in your upper arm. Breathe in. Out, the hands are open and active. 3 more breaths if you have it. In, out, inhale, exhale, last breath in, out, lower your hips. Open your knees, Baddha Konasana here. Roll the wrist around. You can gently grab hold of each thigh and create an external rotation. So what that means is the inseam, the inner seam of my pants, I push down as I pull the outer seam out. I do that with both sides. What this helps me do goes back to that pelvis and lumbar relationship. Instead of rounding, as I make this adjustment, I get just a little space to sit upright a little bit more. Lengthening in low back and belly. Lift through your chest, inhale, exhale here. Holding on to your ankles, start by drawing your shoulder blades back. So instead of hanging out in the shoulder getting pulled forward, I'm gonna firm the shoulder blades onto my back body and engage the muscles of my shoulder girdle. I'm gonna push my feet into each other, stretch my knees away from each other. I'm gonna keep this muscle action, inhale, and as I exhale, hinge forward. So even here, I maintain muscle action in my body, a gentle tone. Inhale, exhale, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, inhale, exhale. Last breath in, out. On your inhalation, sit up. As you exhale, lie onto your back. Legs extend out, lie onto your back once again. You can bend your knees, taking your feet to the ground. to windshield wiper your legs side to side. Exhale as the knees lower. Inhale as they move through center. Exhale as they lower. Inhale through center. Move at your own pace. Satisfied, bring your legs center. For our supine twist, you can bring both knees into your chest. This is still a nice twist without going too deep. If you would like a slightly deeper twist, you can extend your right leg, keeping your left knee into the chest. You decide. Either both knees together, or right leg extends, left knee bends. Inhale. As you exhale, take the left knee or both knees to the right. Turn and gaze to your left. Softly take your left shoulder blade in the direction of the earth. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. As you exhale, move onto your back once again. Make any adjustments to center your body. Same option. Either your knees together, drilling into the chest, or the opposite side. Left leg extends, right knee comes in. You decide. Either knees together, or right knee in, left leg out. Breathe in, breathe out to your left. Right knee or both knees to the left. Look and gaze right, and try to invite right shoulder blade back to the mat. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. One more breath in. And out. Inhale, come on to your back once again. We'll finish with Apanasana, but of course you're always welcome to do anything else that your body desires. Apanasana, hands to the knees, Apana. Exhale, squeeze the knees in. Inhale, relax. Exhale, squeeze the knees in. Inhale, relax. Exhale, squeeze in. Inhale, relax. Find your way into a constructive rest pose. Shavasana, lying flat on the back if you choose. When I'm at home or in my office, sometimes I like to lie on the ground and elevate my legs on a chair or a couch. Perhaps you have other props in your environment you would like to use. You decide. Finding a pose that you can relax into. So in our practice today, we work to engage our body, engage the muscles of our body with awareness, with balance, with articulation. Now allow that muscle awareness to feed your relaxation. Relax your belly button away from the spine and earth. Soften the side of your waist. Relax your low back. Relax your chest muscles and upper back. Relax your shoulders, your neck, your throat. Relax your jaw, teeth, tongue, gums, lips. Relax your cheeks and your cheekbones. Your eye, eyelid, eye socket, eyebrow, eyelash. Relax your forehead and the skin of your skull, your ears, the inner ear canal, and the muscles behind your ears. Allow relaxation to pour from the crown of your head, through your neck, filling your torso, and allow the relaxation to wash into your limbs. Let your relaxation wash over the bicep and tricep, the thighs. Allow relaxation to wash through your knees and your elbows, through your forearms, shin and calf. Relaxation washing into the ankles and wrist, the hands, the feet, the toes and fingers. Imagine all the bones in your hands and feet gently floating as if in water. Take a moment to scan your body and notice if tension, muscle action is hiding anywhere. Bring it to the light of your awareness and support this area of your body in relaxing completely. Notice your breath. Deepen your breathing. Inhaling and exhaling. Begin to wiggle your toes and fingers. Roll your wrists and ankles. In your own time and in your own way, stretch, bend, twist, move as you desire, however that may be. Find your way to a comfortable curled position on either side of your body when ready, or any position you choose. So when you're ready, we can come to a comfortable seated position. So I'm going to just briefly, I'm going to unmute you both if that's okay, and if not, you can give me a thumbs down. I'd like you to just take a moment to think about, it's not wanting to let me unmute. I'd like you to think about something that you're taking from your practice today, our practice this evening. Thank you, Holly. So if you're comfortable sharing, I'll give an example. It's sharing your name and just, one word, something you're taking from your practice today. For example, my name's Lindy. What I'm taking with me today is heat, the heat of my strength. Lindy. So, one of you. Thank you, Jaya.